I was involved in the Flying Dutchman project that OperaUpClose toured this year, working with the community choruses to record snippets of material that were pre-recorded and performed in the work. And as part of that, and part of that experience, I got to know OperaUpClose a little bit more. I was invited to be the orchestrator for the new version of Riders to the Sea, as well as create this companion piece that I've been working on, The Last Bit of the Moon. Vaughan Williams is a composer that I've known ever since I started having singing lessons in my late teens. My singing teacher invited me to sing songs of travel and other songs by him as well, and also introduced me to his relationship with folk music as well. Riders to the Sea is unusual in terms of his output, to me anyway, because it doesn't have that sense of, there's no reference to folk music, or very little. It's a very kind of tightly constructed piece, both dramatically, it's quite short and kind of builds to a big emotional release, but also harmonically, it's got some really, really tight harmonic material that he really uses efficiently as a composer to create this kind of really claustrophobic and intense environment. When I first heard it, I was really captivated by it, but as I unpicked it a little bit further and we did some workshops on it, I really got to know how bold and expressive and adventurous he's being with his writing. The workshops we've undertaken have been really in-depth with different communities in different ways across the country, and we've really interrogated the themes of the Vaughan Williams opera. And for everyone, it means something slightly different. So what does it mean to have a home? What does home mean to you? That might be somewhere you were born and grew up and somewhere you return to. That might be somewhere you've made home. And why do we make those choices? What encourages us? Is it our own identity, or is it something to do with having to seek and find something, or feeling the need to feeling that you have to leave? I think in particular, those who live in coastal communities kind of see the comings and goings and the connection to the wider world. So if you're living in somewhere like Southampton or Hull or Blackpool, you have these connections to the tides, to ports, to cruise ships, to transport and vessels that immediately take you out somewhere else. I've worked with many different community choirs over the years, a lot with my own low-voiced open access LGBTQ choir, the Sunday Boys, and the power that community singing has on a wide range of people is just so vast, especially the impact on well-being. There's loads of different ways that we know singing has a positive impact on people, not just the sense of community, sense of belonging, finding your people, reaching a goal together, but also the physiological benefits in terms of breathing, in terms of releasing endorphins, those feel-good hormones. There's nothing better than doing that and bringing it all together. When we had our workshop for the first draft with the Sunday Boys and our instrumentalist team and Neil Balfour in September this year, it was really amazing to hear everything come to life. As a composer, you have in your head all the sounds that you think you want to experiment with, that you put on the page, some of which you know, some of them might be a bit of a risk, you're trying something new, but it's nothing like the real thing of getting people in the room, getting it living and breathing, getting that feedback. We work with the Sunday Boys as well, my choir, and what I particularly enjoy, it's a choir I've written for and worked with obviously a lot, but it was a different style of my writing and a style of music they weren't used to, and just hearing those voices blend with accordion and clarinet and oboe was really, really exciting, because we haven't done anything like that as a choir before, so I know there's a lot of excitement from them as well for the next stages of this project. OperaUpClose have been really, really ambitious and modern in their approach to creating this work. You know, as a small company, they are taking this work that on the surface is so intimate, but is originally scored for a huge orchestra, and we're paring it down to something so much more suitable for studio theatres, intimate settings. But not only that, they're putting the community at the heart of that creation process. It's not something that is kind of happening as a wraparound activity. Communities are at every single stage of the process, whether that's devising the libretto, workshopping the music, being some of the performers on stage, or being some of the pre-recorded chorus members. And I think that's a really bold thing to do, especially as they are so ingrained and there's so many different communities across the countries involved in different ways.